Hello guys, my name is Desmond and I welcome you to my lesson for today where we'll be looking at your mathematics. Obviously, a question paper was sent in the group. I'm pretty much sure that all of you guys did notice that question paper, and most importantly guys, please do allow me to say it's very much important that I say massively important, ladies and gentlemen, that I always emphasize the point that a day without learning something new, it's a day wasted, which means you need to make sure that by the end of each and every lesson that I conduct, you learn something new. Okay, so question 3 is what we'll be looking at. So I'll quickly write down question 3 over there. Let's see, looking at 3.1, they are saying given the linear pattern, given a linear pattern, and this is what we're given: 5, -2, -9, some numbers in between, and the last number is -289. Most importantly, guys, before you can start answering the questions, you need to know the type of a sequence or pattern that you're dealing with. In this case, they have specified to say this type is a linear, and we do know very well that it's either they call it linear or arithmetic pattern. So now that we know the type of a sequence or pattern that we're dealing with, we can straight away try to answer the questions. But most importantly, let's just quickly confirm if indeed it is a linear pattern. How do we do that? We need to check if we are going to get common difference. So what is -2 minus 5? What are you getting there on your calculator? I think you're getting -7. Can someone confirm if you guys are getting -7 that side? And then if you say -9 minus -2, it also gives you -7. So this is where most of you guys will get it wrong. When you punch on your calculator, Bantu Bakiti, make sure that when you have a negative value, you put it inside the brackets. Remember, to calculate the difference, which is actually the first difference, you also do the same when you calculate the second difference. You say term number 2, then you're going to minus term number 1. If you want to use term number 3, then you will say term number 3 minus term number 2. If you want to use term number 4, you can say term number 4, but you need to say term number 3. It doesn't matter. So as long as you say this number, you subtract the previous number. Most importantly, you have to say inside the brackets -2. Then you say minus. Can you see that 5 is positive? You are safe to say a positive without the brackets. Then it gives you -7. And then for that other one, because it's negative, put it inside the brackets and say minus. Also, can you see -2? It's inside it's a negative value. Put it inside the brackets. Then it makes that to be possible. It's more like -9 plus 2. It makes it to be positive. Then it is -7. Okay, quickly, are you guys getting -7 when you calculate the difference there?
Yes.
Okay, nice one. So now 3.1.1, can you guys see that we've actually answered that question? I'm just not sure if you guys are able to notice, but what you can do, you can just say D is equals to inside the brackets you're having -2, then you minus 5, and then you get an answer which is -7. So that is how you will score yourself a 1 mark. I'm not sure if there's anyone who's got a question in relation to that. Are we all on the same page on that one? No question. Okay, so now 3.1.2, it says write down the value of T4. Write down the value of T4. Remember, guys, this is term number 1, this is term number 2, this is term number 3, this should be term number 4. So that is actually what they want. And how do you get that? You obviously need to work it out in that direction to get to that value. So that means here you still have -7. Just so that for someone who's completely blank regarding a number pattern, this is how you work it out. But I'm just going to try and do it in the simplest way. So you realize that when you say this minus that, it gives you that. That minus that, it gives you that. So for you to get to any term, you can start by punching that 5 on your calculator. You plus that difference being -7. So it gives you that being -2. If you plus it with that being -7, what is it? So it's actually -2 that you plus it with -7. It gives you -9. You plus it with that -7. So you just plus everything by -7. Then it is going to give you term number 4, which is that. If you want the next term, you can just plus it again with -7. It's going to give you a term in between. So you can just keep on plussing. You will see that you'll plus many times until you get to that value if you want to know where is that value. But for now, they just wanted you to give term number 4. You don't need to go far. So term number 4, to answer that, you just say term number 4 is equals to -16. By so doing, you just score yourself a 1 mark. I'm not sure if there's anyone who's got a question on that. Retabile, yeah, share that side. Do you get it?
Yes, I get it, sir.
Okay. So now, let's see, 3.1.2. So I'm not really spending much time on this because these are one of the simplest questions where you just need to make sure that you score all those marks. Anything allocated 1 to 3 marks under this chapter is easy, nothing tricky. You just make sure that you try to remember all that you learned. So now 3.1.3, the question says calculate the number of terms in the pattern. So they want to know how many terms in that pattern. Maybe let me just try to do something which will make you understand what that question actually means. And also, you might be knowing what to calculate, but you might find that it doesn't make a perfect sense. Let's say you have a pattern which is 2, 4, 6, and then they do that and then from there they say let's say maybe 12, and the question says they calculate the number of terms in that pattern. So what it actually means is that they want to know how many terms in this pattern exist where the last term is 12. So obviously you know that if you say that by that, it gives you 2. If you say that by that, it gives you 2. So instead of you having to say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, then you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Instead of you having to manually write everything by adding by that 2 by 2 until you get to 12, you use the formula for arithmetic or for linear pattern to calculate. So imagine if it wasn't 12 there, but let's say maybe it's 1000. So you can't write a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, whatever, until maybe you get to 1080 or whatever. That's where the formula comes in. So I'm pretty much sure that most of you guys, you might be knowing how to calculate it, but not fully understanding what exactly you'll be doing there. So this is the formula. It's more like it's a shortcut to get to or to get to know or to get to that last number. So let's see. The formula says Tn is equals to A plus into n minus 1, and then you multiply by d there. So the question said calculate the number of the terms in the pattern. So the number is that n. That's what they want you to calculate, whereby the last number is negative 289. And on that pattern, our A value being term number 1 is equals to 5 plus into n is what we want to calculate, whereby the difference is negative 7. So can you see? You now have a maths equation which is a linear type of a maths equation, which means you will only have one possible answer. And most importantly, you need to solve for the unknown. What is the unknown in this case? It is what the question wanted you to calculate, which is the number. So remember, you might need to transpose. That means you're going to have negative 289. It changes the sign, it becomes minus that. Yolandi, remember to mute your mark. So here you are going to multiply that by that by that. So what are you getting there? You're having negative 7 and you are having positive 7. So just make sure that you follow what I'm doing there. Oh, it's Yandiswa. Yandiswa, remember to mute your mic, honorable member. Yandiswa Chana. Okay, so let's see. Remember, you want to have numbers on one side and letters on one side. What is that? Let's see. Negative 289 minus 5 is equals to negative 294. Let's take this to the other side. It becomes negative 7, meaning it's equals to negative 7n. Then, what is that minus 7? Let me just minus 7 there. I'm getting negative 301, which is equals to negative 7n. I hope we haven't made a mistake. Okay, so now what's next is for us to remove that negative 7. Then we divide both sides by negative 7. Why did we do that? It's so that this can cancel and then we just have n. What is the answer there? Oh, it's 43. So we are getting 43, of which you can rewrite it nicely. Instead of you saying a person is Yandiswa, let's say Yandiswa is a person. Then that's how you nicely present your answer. By so doing, you score yourself 3 marks, possibly for correct substitution. What is it? Where else do they give you an answer? One thing for sure, they will give you an answer then let's say somewhere in between, just for simplification, they'll also give you, a mark. Yes. Guys, any question on that one? Am I not losing you there?
No, sir.
Pindi, are you sure you understand what I'm doing there? Carol Flex, yay. Are you following there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In that case, I'm removing all of these. Then we get to the next. No. Oh, yes. I think I can remove all of that. Yes. It's a complete new question that has its own information. So let's see. 3.2. Maybe let me try to bring these. I'm just not sure if it's going to make the screen blur. Guys, is it not breaking from your side? And again, is it not blurry because there was load shedding? I'm just not sure if everything is clear on your side. Is it still clear on your side?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here we've got an information from 3.2 which says a linear pattern. Again, a linear pattern. Let's see. A linear pattern has a difference of 3 between consecutive terms, and its 20th term is equals to 64. That is, term 20 is equals to 64. Sure. Determine the value of term 22. This is where it gets a bit tricky. Okay, maybe let's try to check what's going on there. They say a linear pattern has a difference of 3. So we just know that from this formula of Tn is equals to A plus into n minus 1, and then we're having D there. I'm just trying to explain to you guys that in such situations where you're given a statement which is a bit tricky or it feels like it's vague, try to write down all the information that you know. They are saying the difference is equals to what? It's equals to 3. That's what we know. And again, they said the 20th term being term number 20, they said it is equals to 64. That's what we know. So a question is determine the value of term 22. And this question is allocated 1 mark. I was very much scared when I read this question. But because of seeing that it is allocated 1 mark, it means it's not even complicated. It is as easy as you can think. Remember, they won't just always give you a pattern and ask you questions based on that. They will try to be tricky in all possible ways. So in this case, you just know that this is the relevant formula to use in case if you run out of options. And most importantly, they say the difference between consecutive terms is 3. And most importantly, term number 20 is equals to 64. So now they are asking, what will be term number 22? Is there anyone who would like to give it a try? Remember, just mention your name and I will recognize you, honorable member.
Larissa, I think it's 70.
Hey, Larissa, you forgot to mention your name, honorable member. Just remember to mention your name next time. But can you explain how did you get to that value? How did you work it out?
Oh, my name is Larissa. I used the first term to substitute. So I substituted into the formula, and we know that for
Mm-hmm.
the first term, n is 20. Oh my God. So I said T20 is equals to 3
T20. Mm-hmm.
is equals to, in brackets, 20, which is our n.
20 there.
Yes, sir. And then I got 60.
Wait, what did you write there?
So in our school, they taught us a different method to find the missing term. So that's the one I used.
But wait, Larissa, so you say T20 there is equals to, then what did you substitute there?
A is my difference, so the difference is 3. So we were taught that the formula we were taught is nth term is equals to A n plus B.
Oh, wait, let me write it down. So Tn is equals to A. You're saying A plus D.
No, so it's A times n plus
Oh,
B.
so it's wait, guys. Larissa is breaking. I'm not sure if there's someone who can clearly hear what she's saying. Larissa, I want that general formula. I think you're onto something. You say Tn is equals to what? What did you say there?
A times n. An.
Oh, An, okay?
Yes, plus B.
Plus B.
Yes, where A is our difference and n is the position of the term.
Larissa is
So,
saying where A, it refers to the difference.
yes, and n is the position of the term.
N is the position of the term. Mm-hmm.
And B represents the adjustment which we'll have to make.
Okay, what will the adjustment be?
So after we multiply A and n, the answer we get, we have to make an adjustment to which it will give us 64.
So you're saying
Oh my
A
God.
times N
Yes.
is equals to 64.
No, say 8 times n, right, which is 3 times 20, will give us 60.
Which is 20. 20
N
times
is
3.
20.
Okay, 20 times 3. So you're saying
Yes.
A is 3 and the position in
Yes.
20. Okay. Yes, it's 60. Okay, I see.
Then our B for us to get 64 would be 4.
Our B will be 4. Okay, you're saying our B will be 4. Okay, which is the adjustment that you're referring to?
The 4 that we added to 60 to give us 64.
Okay, yes, to give us 64. Yes, continue.
So therefore, we would say our A is equals to 3. And since n is the position of the term, it would remain that way. And our B would be equals to 4. And that's how we get the rule.
Okay, but now how did you get to that answer? What you said the answer is what? What did you say there?
70.
Okay, yes. How do you get to 70?
Oh, I said term 22 is equals to 3 times 22 plus 4.
Wait, let me write it somewhere. So you're saying, what am I writing there? Term 22 is equals to
3 times 22 plus 4.
3 times 22 plus 4.
Yes, which would give us 70.
Which will give us, okay. Maybe for now, let me ignore this method. But Larissa, I'm suspecting ukuthi uyangishaya wena. Hey, ungathi uLarissa uyangishaya. You don't sound confident, Larissa. But it's fine.
Sir, the method is a bit
Maybe
complicated.
it's a bit no, I can see, because I was hoping that I could understand, but we'll try to check if the way I'll do it, it's easy. Maybe let me just straight away work it out. Maybe allow me to remove all of that. It should be a quick and easy one. Maybe let's say, Larissa, what we know is that term number 20, it's equals to what? It's equals to 64. So let's do this. That means this is term number. We know there's going to be term number 21. We know there's going to be term number 22. So this is the term that they are looking for. But do you guys agree that they said the common difference is 3? If the common difference is 3, that means this is where our 3 is. And you know that to work it out in that direction, you just say that, you plus it by that, it gives you that next term. Then you know you plus it by what? Common difference being 3, and then it is going to give you what? That. So it's more like when you say 64 plus 3. What is that? I think it's 67. Then you just say 67 plus 3, it takes you there, which is what? Which is 70. If they said maybe T 23, you just keep on adding. You're obviously going to add by 3, and then it gives you that term. So you just need to know that when it comes to number pattern, in that direction, for arithmetic or quadratic, towards the right, you work with a positive sign. In that direction, you work with a negative sign. What do I mean by that? I'm just saying, if you say this minus that, it gives you that. This minus that, it gives you that. That's how you get the common difference. So otherwise, if, for example, they gave you let's say they gave you 70, and they said the difference between consecutive terms is 3, then let's say is 3, and they say this is term number 22. What if they said, what is term number 20? So it's more like now they gave you that and the common difference, and now they're saying what is term number 20. That means you're going to say 70. Then in this case, you minus by 3. It takes you back to 67. Then you know, because it's arithmetic, this has to be the same. Then you go in reverse. That's how you go back to 64. So I'm just making you guys to be aware that it's not at all the times where they'll give you the term that comes first and ask you about the future term. They can give you the future term and ask you the term that comes before that future term. I'm not sure if you guys understand what I'm trying to explain there. Retabile, do you understand what I'm trying to explain there? Nokuthula, Nokuthula Madinani, do you understand what I'm trying to explain there? I couldn't hear honorable member there. Rosie, does it make sense what I'm trying to explain there? I'm not sure if I'm losing you guys there.
For me, it makes sense.
the Denzel says he understands. Maybe let me go back to Larissa. Larissa, are you still there? And do you understand what I've done there?
Yes, sir. It's more simple this way.
But I'm not getting a response from honorable members if they understand or not. And I'm about to continue. Hamisa, did it make sense to you? Mzozozo?
I'm fine with it. You can continue.
Okay. Let's just remember that we have the common difference being 3, and then we also have that as a pattern derived from, maybe before I remove all of that, let me just go back to the next question and see what it says, just in case if we'll need that information there. So here we've got a question that is allocated 4 marks, and it says, which term in the pattern will be equals to 3 term 5 minus 2? Sure. Hey, which term in the pattern will be equals to 3t5 minus 2? Yo. Guys, is there anyone who'd like to give it a try? Is there anyone who'd like to give it a try? Someone is speaking. Who is that? It's Rose. Rose is breaking. I'm not sure if she wants to give it a try or she's responding to my question where I was asking if she understands. Guys, is there anyone who would like to give it a try? Remember, in case if you've got no idea, just say no idea so that I can explain. They are saying which term will be equals to 3 term number 5 minus 2 in that pattern. Anyone would like to give it a try?
No idea.
No ideas, sir.
Okay, so guys, a fact that it is given 4 marks also, it means it is doable. You just need to apply what you understand. But most importantly, I'm glad that you guys do attend my lessons, because that's how you learn. In case if you've got no idea, with you seeing how we work it out, that's how you learn. You are therefore exposed to all different ways in which questions may be asked, and also how to answer those questions. I will try to make sure that it makes sense to everyone. Guys, this is what comes to my mind. The moment they say which term is equals to all of that, that means I need to know what is term number 5. That's all. If I can know what is term number 5, I'm therefore going to say 3 into whatever term number 5, then I minus it by 2, and I'm going to give that answer. That's all that they want. But now, remember, do I have everything whereby I can substitute there and calculate for term number 5? Yes or no? Do I have
No.
everything? Let's see. If you guys are saying no, then what's missing?
You don't have like the first figure, A.
Okay. Someone is saying it's because we don't have A. But now, isn't there a way in which we can calculate that A value?
Yes, we can by using the formula.
Okay, maybe someone try to explain how are we going to calculate that A value.
Sir, question please.
Yes.
The A is not 64.
The A, it is not 64 because the A is somewhere there. But they said something about that 64. I think they said 64 is term number what? Is it term number 20? I think they said something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I remember now. Thank you.
Yes. Can you see how tricky it is, honorable member? They just give it to you in that manner, hoping that it will confuse you. That is the goal of those guys. But maybe let's try to test something. Is there someone who wants to say something there?
I was going to ask, can we
Yes.
use T20 and then work backwards for A?
100%. That's what I was about to try. What honorable member is saying is that they've just told us to say term number 20 is equals to 64. Let's try to use that information. So that means where we see n, we are going to substitute 20. Where we see tn, we're going to substitute 64. Then we are
Sorry, sir, I can't hear you. I don't know if it's just me.
Me too.
This type too.
You're not alone.
okay. I'm back. I'm just not sure what happened there. But just before I start with that calculation, am I audible? And again, can you clearly see there? Is everything in order?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is what honorable member was saying. That means Tn, in place of Tn, we're going to substitute 64, and then A is what we're looking for, plus into what is n? N is obviously 20 minus 1. D, we know D is 3. So what will be the A value when you calculate or when you solve that? So let's see. What is that minus that is 19. What is 19 times 3? It's 60 minus 3, which is 57. Let's see. I think this is 57. That is 64 there. That means A is going to be, what is that minus that? Let's see. 64 minus 57. 7. Is it everyone who's getting 7 there?
Yes.
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 Sir.
Okay. Now that we have our A value being 7, what did we want to do with that A value? I think we wanted to substitute it there to calculate for term number 5. Okay, so that means we wanted to say term number 5 it is equals to 7 plus into 5 minus 1 and then 3 there. So this is 4. What is 4 times 3? That is 12. 12 plus 7, it is what? Is it 19?
19.
It's 19.
Yes.
Okay. Vuyiswa, is this the approach that you were referring to?
Yes.
Okay. Then let's see. So that means we were therefore going to say 3 into term number weight equals to that. Term number 5, does it mean term number 5 is 19? If it's 19, then we substitute it in there, then we minus 2. Then what is that?
55.
Someone is saying 5, 5. So that means 3 minus term number 5, 3 times term number 5 minus 2, it is equals to 55. I'm just not sure if you guys understand what we have done there in answering that question.
Sir, please can you repeat it again?
Yeah, I think we might need to redo it.
No, only from T5 is equals to 7 from there.
Only from T5 is equals to 7. Oh, there. You mean there? T5 is equals to. Okay. This is what we did. We understand that term number 5, we just substitute on that formula there to say term number 5. Why term number 5? It's because we want to know what is the value for term number 5, so that we substitute it there, and then after substituting it there, we're going to just punch on that and then we get an answer. So the A value, we just calculated it there because you guys said we don't have everything to substitute it. To substitute there. So we had to firstly calculate the A value. Now that we have it, then we know it is 7 plus into, we substitute 5 there because where we see n, we substitute 5. Then you minus 1 from the formula. D, it is 3, the difference. Then you guys are saying when you punch all of that, you get 19. So that means term number 5, it is actually equals to 19. So now you substitute it there and then you punch all of that, it gives you a 55, which means 3 multiplied by term number 5 minus 2, it gives you 55, which is what the question asked, I think. Let me see. It said, no, which term in the pattern will be equals to that? It seems like we are not yet done, guys. We are not yet done. We are not yet done. We need to tell which term is equal to that. So that means it's actually n that we are calculating. I think I underestimated this question. It doesn't end there. Guys, I don't mind to re-explain this one. if someone can say they are lost, I'm just going to wipe everything and then we try to quickly work it out. Do I continue from here, or do I start to quickly redo that problem?
Continue.
Okay. So, remember, guys, when the question says which term in the number pattern will be equals to that, they are actually asking the position, and they are not saying which or they are not saying what is the value of whatever specific term where you can say 64. So how do we then calculate that? So it is actually n that they want us to calculate. So we now know that what is it? 3 times term 5 minus 2, it is equals to that. So how about we substitute into that formula and say Tn is equals to that 55, and then we calculate for n. You said A is 7 plus what is n? N is what we are trying to calculate. What is D? D is 3. Then when you solve that, what are you getting as your A? Obviously this minus that. What is that? Let's see. Anyone who got an answer there? 55 minus 7. This is 48, which is equals to that times that, that times that. Or otherwise, you can just divide that by 3. I will explain just in case if you guys then you transpose, you add it by 1, you get 17. N is equals to 17. Okay. Guys, anyone who has made a calculation there to calculate the value of n?
Yes, sir. I got 17.
I'm getting 17.
Yeah,
Is
me
it
too.
everyone who's getting 17?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Maybe quickly, let me just work it out. So when you say that minus that, 50 that minus 7 is equals to 48. And then this is equals to, obviously, you are having n minus 1, and then you have 3. So what I did there was to divide by 3 so that I remove that 3. So whatever that you do on both sides, then that by that, then if you divide it by 3, you get 16. So it's more like you have 16, which is equals to n minus 1. So for you to get n, obviously you need to take that to the other side. It changes the sign, it becomes a plus. Then this is now 17. So it's more like it did not end there, but it actually ends here. So it's more like term number 17. It is the one which is 55, which is 3t5 minus 2. Yeah, no, this question, it was a bit
So,
tricky. Yes.
I was going to ask, is it okay if you just worked out the general formula of the sequence and then use that instead?
Is it so you're asking if you can work out the general formula and work from that, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, if that is the question, you can definitely do that. So what honorable member is saying there is that since we know some of the other values, how about we just have a general formula from there, and then from there on questions related to that, you just use that general formula. Yes, you can do that. So it's more like in our case, we're actually, let's say, taking a long dry by substituting those values. But most importantly, I think whichever way you work it out, as long as you can get to that final answer, let's make an assumption that this had to be necessary because you needed to fully understand which value goes to where. But otherwise, what honorable member is asking there, it's a shortcut that you can also apply, of which it's advisable that you do that only when you are on advanced level. But if you are just learning this chapter, rather work it from first principle. Any questions, guys? So this is not the only tricky question that we're having. There are still some more tricky questions that we'll be looking at. So don't worry that much in case if it feels like it doesn't make sense or whatever. Just make sure that tomorrow, whenever you get a chance, you catch up. I think this lesson is recorded. You catch up, and then from there, let me just quickly, yes, it's been recorded. You catch up, and then from there, you will have some questions that you can ask on the lesson that we'll be doing tomorrow. So, do we now move on to the next question? I think let's do that one last question, and I'll leave the last one for you guys to work it out. So let's see, maybe let me not remove all of that and say, here we are having a question which says, consider the quadratic number pattern. So this one will leave it for tomorrow. I was about to say, this is an independent question, so they won't be asking anything based on that. I'll just remove all of that. So I was saying, just be prepared for arithmetic, geometric, and quadratic. But in this case, they're only asking you on arithmetic and geometric. But notice how examiner tries to be tricky and make sure that you don't fall for that. Let's see, 3.3, they are saying consider a quadratic pattern, which is 5, 12, 29, 56, and whatever. So the question says, write down the next two terms of the pattern, and this question is allocated 2 marks. Maybe let me just do it for the sake of saving time, and then from there we are done. So let's see. Remember, guys, if we are dealing with a quadratic, we do know very well that we are going to have the first difference which is not common. That is why I'm just going to say that is going to give us our first difference. So what is that minus that? Let's see. That is, remember guys, they want to know what will this term be and also what will this term be. So let's see. That minus that is 56 minus 29. What is that? Are you getting 27?
27.
No, not there. That minus that, yes, there, 27. There, what are you getting there? 29
17.
minus 12, 17. What about that minus that? I think it's 5, isn't it?
7.
It's 5.
7.
Now, this is where you are going to get the second common
It's
difference.
7.
That's why I call it
7.
Did I make a mistake? Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's 7. Okay, so now this is where we're going to get second CD. What is our second CD? It has to be common. What
10.
is?
That's 10 there.
Okay. Let's make an assumption that I had 5 there. Yes, let's just leave it then. Say I made a mistake, but I did not notice and I'm in exam. What are you guys saying there? 27 minus 17. Okay, I'm getting 10. So I'm expecting 10 also when I do that minus that, because under quadratic it ends the second CD. So if I say 17 minus 5 and it gives me 12, then I know I made a mistake. And it is advisable that you just wipe everything there and you start to redo it. That's where you will realize that this is where you actually made a mistake. Remember, guys, I said please do allow me to make as many mistakes as possible, so that when you get to exam and you do a similar mistake, you know how to recover from that mistake. Okay, so now we've been working in that direction with a minus sign. So now let's go forward with a plus sign. So how are we going to work it out? This one, you start working out from there to there. Sure. I notice I don't have enough space. I wonder if you guys will understand. Maybe let me try to squeeze it. So from 27, you need to therefore add 10 to get this value here. What will that value be? I think it's going to be 37.
37.
Yes, that means this 37, you needed this value so that you can say that plus that, it gives you that. So what is 56 plus 37? It has to give you that value there. Let's
93.
see. 56 plus 37, 93. Yes, we are getting 93 there. So for you to get this value, you still need to do the same. You need to say 93 plus that value which we don't have as yet. You add it. Okay, let's now get that value. How do we get it? Then this is where you go back to this one. You know, you need to add that by the common difference being 10, and it has to give you that value. I think this is going to be 47. So can you now see? You will say that 93, you add it with that, and it gives you that. What is that? Plus 47, it's 140. Yes, it's 140. So, guys, I'm telling you, you will understand and know all the tactics related to this chapter. What could be confusing is how a question is being asked. The manner in which questions are asked, they try to make it tricky because they know this chapter is easy. So just make sure that you fully understand what the question wants you to calculate. Only if you can know that, then you will be in a better position to just write something and gain some marks. So the last question, I will leave it to you guys to work it out, and then tomorrow we will continue from question number 4, and I'll also look for another nice question that we will work it out. So I'm hoping that sometime either early next week or towards end of next week, or whenever we will finish off with this chapter, and then we start with functions. I'm pretty much sure that most of you guys do struggle with functions. Then once we are done with functions, we also move on to the next chapter. So we just need to make sure that January, February, March, April, middle of April, we should be done with either everything or the whole of paper 1, and then April, May, June. Let's say mid-May, we should be done with syllabus. We should be ready for final exam. From there, what we do is just revision, meaning this chapter and the one that we've just done, we did not do it for the last time. We're still going to redo it again as revision, but looking at other questions. So that means you guys need to be ready for your final exam that you'll be writing in November. You need to be ready for that sometime in June. And most importantly, as we do not close during school holidays, we'll still be busy. So just make sure that you are aware of that. So, guys, before I sign out, Any questions?
No, sir.
So far, so good. Matapel, any questions or sesoholo ke bophelo?
Yes, sir.
Sesoholo ke bophelo. Guys,